Some lines in my beautiful book. That book changed my mind a lot, so I love this book. This book with me almost from 20 year. When I read this book, is every day new for me. So from this one, I can say this book teach me the life is very simple. What we give out and what we get back. So life is very simple. What we give out and we get back. What we think about ourselves become the truth for us. I believe that everyone, myself included, is responsible for everything in our life. The best and the worst. Every thought we think is creating our future. Each one of us create our experience by our thought and our feelings. The thoughts we think and the words we speak create our experience. We create the situation and we give our power away by the blaming the other person for our frustration. No person, no space, no place, and no other thing has any power over us. For we are only thinker in our mind. When we create peace and harmony and balance in our mind, we find it in our lives. Which of these statements struck you? People are out to get me. Everyone always helpful. Each one of these beliefs will create quite different experience. But we believe that ourselves and life without what we believe about ourselves and about life become true for us. The universe totally supports us in every thought we choose to think and believe. Our subconscious mind aspect we choose to believe. The both mean that what I think about myself and about life become true for me. What you choose to think about yourself and about life become true for you. And we have unlimited choice about what we can think. When we think this, then it makes sense to choose everyone is always helpful rather than people are out to get me. So universal power never judge or criticize us. It only accepts us at our own value. Then it reflects our belief in our life. If I want to believe that life is lonely and that nobody loves me, then that is what I find in my world. However, if I am willing to release that belief and affirm for myself that love is everywhere and I am loving and lovable, and to hold on that new affirmation and to repeat it often, then it will become true for me. Now, loving people will come into your life and people already in my life will become more loving to me, and I will find myself easily experience love to others. Most of us have foolish idea about who we are and many rigid rule about how life ought to be lived. This is not to condemn on us, each of us doing the very best we can at this very every moment. If we knew better, if we have more understanding and awareness, then we would do the differently. Please do not put yourself down and being where you are. The very fact that you have found this book and have discovered means that you are ready to make a new positive change in your life. Knowledge yourself for this. Men do not cry. Women cannot handle money. What limiting idea to live with it. So all game is your mind. All game is including your mind. All game is changed by your mind. When we are very little, we learn how to feel about ourselves and about life by the reaction of adults around us. It is the way we learn what to think about ourselves and about our world. Now, if we lived with people who were very unhappy, frightened, guilty, or angry, then you learn a lot of negative things about yourself and about your world. I never do anything right. It is my fault. If I get angry, I am a bad person. Believe life a creek, a frustration of life. When we grow up, we have a tendency to recreate the emotional environment for our early home life. This is not a good, this is a bad, right or wrong. It is just what we know about inside at home. We also tend to create in our personal relationship and the relationship we had with our mother or our father or what they had between them. Think how often you have had a loves or a boss who just like your mother or father. We also treat ourselves the way we parents treated us. We scold and punish ourselves in the same way. You can almost hear the word when you listen. We also love and encourage ourselves in the same way if you were loved and encouraged as a children. You never do anything right. It is all your fault. How often you have said this to yourself? You are wonderful. I love you. How often you do tell yourself? However, I would not blame our parents for this. We are all victims, and they could not possibly have taught us everything. They did not know. If your mother did not know how to love herself, or your father did not know how to love himself, then it would be impossible for them to teach you love yourself. The parents doing the best they could with what they had been taught as children. If you want to understand your parents more, get them to talk about their own childhood. And if you listen with comparison, you will learn where their fear and rigid pattern come from. Those people who did all that stuff to you were just as frightened and scared as you are. I believe that we choose our parents. Each of us decide to incarnate upon the planet as a particular point in time and space. We have chosen to come here to learn a particular lesson that will advance us upon our spiritual pathway. We choose our sex, color, our country, then we look around for a particular set of parents who will minor and partner we are bringing in the work or on in this lifetime. Then, when we grow up, we usually point our finger at our parents. You did it to me. But really, we choose them because they're perfect for what we wanted to work on. Overcoming. The learn we believe the system as very little children. Then we move through the life creating experience to match our belief. Look back in your own life and notice how often you have gone through the same experience. Well, I believe you created those experiences over and over. They manured something you believe that yourself. It does not really matter how long you have had a problem and how big is it, how life threatening is it. The point of power is always in the present moments. All the events you have experienced in your lifetime up to the moment have been created by your thought and belief you have held in your past. They are created by the thought and words you used yesterday, last week, last month, last year, 10, 20, 30, 40 or more years ago, depending on how old you are. However, that is very your past. It is over and done with you. What is important in this moment is what you're choosing to think and believe and say right now. For these thoughts and words will create your future. Your point of power is present moment and is forming an experience for tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, and so on. You might notice what thought you are thinking at this moment. It is negative or positive. Do you want this thought to be creating your future? Just notice and be aware. The only thing we are ever dealing with this is a thought, and thought can be changed. No matter what is the problem, our experiences are just outer effects or of inner thoughts. Even self-hatred is only hating a thought you have about yourself. You have a thought that say, I am a bad person. That thought produces a feeling and you buy into a new feeling. You buy into the feelings. However, if you don't have the thought, you wouldn't have a feelings. And thoughts can be changed. Change the thought and the feeling must go. This is only a show us where we get many of our belief. What? Let's not use the information as an excuse to stay stuck in your pain. The past has no power on us. It does not matter how long we have had a negative pattern. The point of power is a present moment. What is wonderful thing to realize? We can believe, we can begin to be free in this moment. Believe it or not, we do choose our thought. We may actually think the same thought over and over. So that does not seem we are choosing the thought. What we did make the original choice. We can refuse to think certain thoughts. Think how often you are refusing to think a positive thought about yourself. Well, you can also refuse to think a negative thought about yourself. It seems to me that everyone on this planet whom I know or have worked with the suffering from self-hatred and guilt to one degree or another. The most self-hatred and guilt we have, the less our lives work. The less self-hatred and guilt we have, the better our life work on all levels. The innermost belief for everyone I have worked with is always, I am not good enough. So we often add to that, and I don't do enough, or I don't deserve. Does this sound like you? So thank you for listening. This is my favorite book. I always read this one. I mentioned in earlier as well. This is Lucy Hayes book. So book name is You Can Heal Your Life. So this is